3-6, 3-6 Mafia. So he's got 12 games. So if God willing, we have a full 12-game schedule next season, let's see what he does. So according to the stats, he has to be better. So Willie was 9-12. So as long as we're better than 6-6, Mike Norvell should keep his job. If he's worse than 6-6, or if he is 6-6 exactly, they will have the same record after 21 games.
What is tremendous about what you just outlined there, Jason, is that the fact that Florida State did play 9 games this season so that we could have the exact comparison.
In all kidding aside, let's take a moment and be serious for 1 second here. The fact that Florida State, with everything that's gone on with the pandemic and everything, the fact that we were scheduled to play 11 games and we got through and played 9 is an achievement with everything going on. So yes, I will agree with you, Mark. Let's give credit that we were able to play 9 games.
No, I am pointing out the irony that since you played the 9, you get the 12 next season if it's a full season, and you'll have the 21 game comparison perfectly at the end of next year.
Right. And with games on the schedule next season against Notre Dame and Clemson, both teams in the playoffs, games at Florida, a team that beat us 40-17 the last time we played them, a Miami team that comes to Tallahassee who beat us 52-10 the last time we played them, a Louisville team coming to Tallahassee that beat us 48-16 the last time we played them. Yep, sky's the limit. We are just going to dominate next season, right?
Hey, I'm hyped. I'm already ready.
You should be. You're also intoxicated still from Monday night.
I'm excited. I'm excited. Leonard Warner's transferring.
Leonard Warner is transferring. I mean, the roof is the ceiling for Florida State football.
I'm excited. I'm in a good mood. I also get to see your favorite coach tonight against the Memphis Tigers. Willie Taggart's going at it tonight. FAU Owls.
Absolutely.
Everybody's been keeping in on that team this season.
Absolutely. They had a 5-3 record, which is better than 3-6. And they're actually in a bowl game while we're sitting there at home. But continue to tell me that Mike Norvell is better than Willie Taggart. Got it. Continue to tell me. The roof is the ceiling for the 3-6 Mafia.
Have you understood of why all these players are getting practically moving on or kicked out, and most of them, whenever Mike Norvell arrived this early last year, why there was a lot of players being kind of get out, please?
You are right, Logan. I'm going to give Logan the credit here. I'm going to take a moment and give Logan the credit. Logan is 100% correct. We are getting these great recruits from South Florida. Oh no, wait, we're getting great recruits coming in from every other state but the state of Florida. We're losing players, but don't worry, we're getting transfers coming in from Arkansas. Yep, Logan, you got it. You are right. The Mike Norvell is turning things around in Tallahassee. Man, let me tell you.
Jason, let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
Let's say Mike Norvell has a poor season next year. Let's say they go 4-8, right in line with what they did this year, 4-8. And he gets not extended, but he keeps his job, moves into a third year. And let's say he starts to turn it around. Then it's 7-5, then it's 9-3. And let's say we're looking at a Florida State program that looks more like what it's supposed to look like 4 years from now. And you're contending for ACC championships, maybe winning an ACC championship. Mm-hmm. Are you going to hold on to the first 21 games? He was only whatever it is, 7-14.
I mean, if we're going to make fun of voices, I could start going on your voice.
No.
But first of all, my argument has been, and I will stand pat, unlike you guys who have flip-flopped completely in the 80-plus episodes we've done here, if his record is 9-12 or worse, which would happen with a 6-6 or worse record next season, he should be removed from the job. Not because I think that it's fair, but because that is the standard we set by getting rid of Willie Taggart after 21 games. Willie Taggart was 9-12, and I understand once again, and I've said it before and I'll say it again because some of our viewers can sometimes be a little bit slow, so I'll say it one more time. I understand why Willie Taggart got fired after 21 games. But if that's the standard we're going to go with, every coach should be kept to that standard. That's all I'm saying.
May I ask a follow-up question?
Well, let me finish, then you can go ahead. If Mike Norvell does show progress, and for all we know, he could. Things could turn around next season. Florida State could finish 7-5, 8-4. Things could turn around. And I will be the first person to say, keep him around. There's good progress. Things are turning around. But if things are still 6-6 or worse, if we have another losing season, you cannot justify keeping him around. If you are going to fire Willie Taggart after 21 games because he was 9-12, 0-5 against Clemson, Florida, and Miami, arguably the three biggest rivals on the schedule, then that is the same standard you have to keep for every coach from this point on. And it's not just Mike Norvell. It's every coach who coaches Florida State from this point on has to be held to that standard. If you're going to fire one coach after 21 games because you don't, what was the excuse used? These aren't FSU standards, then you can't change that just because it's a coach who's a lighter shade. And I'll just leave it.
So here's my question.
Yes, sir.
My statement to begin the question would be that any coach at any football power or any football school is judged first and foremost by the wins and the losses. Obviously, your record. That's the first thing that comes up. What's your record? And that's the way it should be. But let me ask you, does the evaluation stop and end with that? Is that all there is to the evaluation? Is that's the record, especially in a situation where you're trying to rebuild something?
No, and I don't think it's fair that you've said this before, that you think Willie Taggart should have gotten a third season. That you don't think it was right that he got fired after 21 games. I agree. I think that you should get a third season, and then from there it's make or break time. I would say that is what should happen with Mike Norvell. I think Mike Norvell, let's say Florida State, they're 3-6 this year. Let's say they go 6-6 next year. Finish 500 in the regular season, get back to a bowl game. Should Mike Norvell get a third season? If you're asking my opinion, yes, I think he should, because I think he should get a chance to prove it after a third season. What I'm saying is, if you're going to fire Willie Taggart after 21 games and say it's because we were 9-12 and that's not up to quote-unquote FSU standards, you have to hold that same standard for every coach. Mike Norvell, Logan Robinson, Jason Parker, whoever the next coaches are for the rest of the eternity that Florida State football stands, you have to have that same standard. Otherwise, you look like a bunch of hypocrites. Now, if we're fine with FSU looking like a bunch of hypocrites, that's fine. But unless you want to be called a hypocrite, you have to fire him if he has a worse than 9-12 record.
The caveat I will make to my statement about Willie Taggart getting a third season is that, yes, I'm making that evaluation from a couple thousand miles away, not involved in the Florida State football program, just evaluating results and play on the field, watching the games. But as Logan has outlined a number of times, there's more to it in regards to I'm not there to see culture, environment, what's going on. Is this going off the rails? What's the context of the 9-12 record?
The context of the 9-12 record is let's compare the two real quick. Willie Taggart didn't lose to Louisville in either of his two appearances. Either of his two games, he beat Louisville. Mike Norvell lost by 32 points to Louisville, correct? Yes, he did.
One of the two teams that Willie Taggart beat at Louisville went 2-10 and went 0-8 in the ACC. That's not the same team.
Answer the question, yes or no.
That's not the same team.
Answer the question, yes or no.
Not the same team.
Once again, yes or no. Did Willie Taggart lose to Louisville at all in his two seasons? Yes or no?
Let me answer the question in the way that you presented the question. Did Dabo Swinney beat Florida State the last 5 or 6 years? Yes. Did that same Dabo Swinney lose to Florida State before that? Yes, because he was playing a different Florida State team altogether.
viewers at home, this is what Mark Rogers, the voice of college football, likes to do. He can't admit that Jason's right about something, so he tries to continue to maneuver.
Not every team that shows up every year is the same team as the previous season. When Louisville's going 8-5 and winning a bowl game, they're not the same team as they were when they went 0-8 in the ACC. That's not the same team just because they got the same name on their jerseys.
Willie Taggart didn't lose to Louisville. Mike Norvell got smoked by 32 points. Willie Taggart combined lost to Miami by a combined 18 points. We lost to Miami by 42 points this year. I'm once again saying, give Mike Norvell the chances. Do I think he is cut out to be our coach? No. Do I say give him a chance? Absolutely. Do I think he should be fired after 2 seasons? No, I don't personally think he should. I think he should get at least 3 seasons to turn this around. I 100% agree with you on that. All I am saying is if you are going to fire one coach after 21 games and say it's not up to the standards, you have to hold that same standard to every single coach from Mike Norvell on. That's the fact. That's just the facts. You have to hold every coach to the same standard. If you're going to fire one, you also have to hold another standard up to it, and that's the fact that Logan has to tell you why you have to hit the like button.
That is true. I was about to say we're going a little past our due time here because we only have 21 left.
Mark kept going on, and Mark can't say, Jason, you were right, because it's not in his DNA, so we had to keep going. So sorry, we're 7.5 minutes late. Now take that time and tell us why we need to hit the like button.
We need to hit the like button because it's holiday season, Jason, and we're all having a good time here. We didn't have Jason last week, but now we have Jason back with us, so that should automatically get you to hit that like button. And we just hit over 100. We're like bouncing views up and up and up here. 105 watching. I think y'all need to argue more. More arguing in this show actually means more viewers, and that's how it goes in the entertainment business, anyways. So hit that like button. Only 26 likes with 100 people watching. That's tough. That's tough.
Logan,
smash that like button.
Why do you like the chaos, Logan?
The chaos is fun. I think that's what we're going to have to do this offseason is just get really good arguing back and forth. And kind of I'll sit here, but I'll cook popcorn.
Let's address this comment from Luke Walker, Mr. North Carolina fan. Baltimore Ravens fans can come on this show at any time. Fly, Ravens, fly. Let the Ravens fans come in here because right now the Ravens, yes, we got a junior varsity win over the Jacksonville Jaguars this week. That's fine. But at least we won.
Logan, can you imagine if we went to an overtime session and we talked politics and social issues? We might get 1,000.
Oh, no, that would break the internet, and I think that is something y'all need to invest in. I can moderate it, and then y'all just go at it. I think you could get 100,000 of views each podcast episode.
100,000.
100,000. That'll pay the bills right there.
That would do it.
And we still wouldn't get a sponsor.
Probably so.
But I would get a ton of ad revenue, but I would put my hands up and say, we don't have a sponsor yet, Jason. As soon as I get one.
Yeah, no. Mike Norvell will be here no matter what because Florida State, at the end of it all, has no money. Or they do have money, but they do not have the financial likenesses. That's why you're seeing Dugan's get an extension also. Odell Higgins get an extension. Just kind of on the last little bit here, Florida State needs all the kind of revenue streams and keep a hold of their bank account as much as possible. So Mike Norvell will be here.